What if one DNA test could shatter hip-hop's biggest empire? For more than a decade, whispers have swirled about Rymir Carter, the man who claims to be Jay-Z's secret son. His story has lingered in the shadows, tangled in years of legal delays, sealed documents, and strategic silence. But now everything has changed. A judge has just ruled that Rymir's paternity case will finally move forward. No more stalling, no more court detours. Jay-Z now faces a hard deadline: respond by July 18th or risk this long-buried scandal exploding in public view. And just when you think it couldn't get messier, enter 50 Cent. The rap mogul isn't just stirring the pot. Sources say he's personally funding Rymir's legal fight and giving him prime space in an upcoming documentary that could also expose Diddy. It's a move that turns this from a private legal battle into a full-blown hip-hop power war. According to Rymir's late mother, Wanda, she met Jay-Z in the early 90s when she was just 16. She claims their brief relationship led to pregnancy, but Jay vanished, no calls, no support. Years later, a DNA test proved the man listed on Rymir's birth certificate wasn't his father. From that moment, Rymir vowed to find the truth. Now, with 50 Cent backing him and the courts finally cracking the door open, the question is louder than ever. Will Jay-Z take the DNA test or keep dodging the truth that could change everything? For Rymir Carter, this fight isn't about fame or fortune. It's about identity, justice, and closure. He's been chasing answers since he was 19, armed with the signed affidavit his mother left behind before she passed away. In it, Wanda detailed how she met Jay-Z in 1992 when she was a teenage girl from Philadelphia. She claims Jay, then in his early 20s, took her across state lines to Brooklyn, a move that not only raises moral questions, but could carry serious legal implications. 2 weeks later, she says he returned for another brief visit. After that, silence. No follow-up, no support, no acknowledgement. For years, Wanda kept Jay-Z's name out of the public eye, listing her then-boyfriend Robert Graves as the father. But in 2011, a DNA test proved Robert was not biologically related to Rymir, forcing the truth into the open. From that moment, Rymir began a relentless legal battle, filing a paternity case in 2010. But instead of swift answers, he faced an obstacle course. Jay-Z's legal team challenged jurisdiction, argued he couldn't be compelled to take a DNA test in New Jersey, and repeatedly delayed proceedings. Even when Rymir produced property records proving Jay owned a New Jersey home at the time, the case was redirected and stalled yet again. Now, the stakes have never been higher. If the DNA test confirms what Rymir has claimed for years, the fallout could be devastating for Jay-Z: retroactive child support, potential criminal investigation over crossing state lines with a minor, and irreversible damage to his public image as a devoted family man. And then there's Beyonce. Insiders claim she's been working behind the scenes to keep this story contained, fearing the impact on her own brand. But with 50 Cent bankrolling Rymir's legal fight and documenting the process, the pressure is building faster than ever. For Jay-Z, the clock is ticking. This isn't just about a test anymore, it's about protecting a billion-dollar legacy from a truth that refuses to stay buried. In the world of hip-hop, grudges run deep, and 50 Cent has never been one to let an opportunity for revenge pass him by. His history with Jay-Z has always been icy, but this time it's not just about rap rivalries or subliminal shots. This is personal, this is strategic, and it's potentially explosive. According to multiple insider reports, 50 Cent isn't just cheering from the sidelines, he's actively bankrolling Rymir Carter's legal battle. Court fees, legal consultations, investigative costs, allegedly, they're all being covered by 50's pocket. Why? Because this isn't just a case about paternity, It's a chance to destabilize one of the most carefully protected images in music. But that's not all. 50 is also weaving Rymir's story into a highly anticipated documentary project aimed at exposing both Diddy and Jay-Z. In a year where Diddy's empire is already under intense scrutiny, 50's move could create a ripple effect that forces the public to reconsider everything they thought they knew about hip-hop's power players. And 50 knows exactly how to stir the pot. By amplifying Rymir's claims to a mainstream audience, he's ensuring the conversation leaves the courtrooms and floods into living rooms, news feeds, and fan discussions worldwide. Every headline about the case chips away at Jay-Z's public image, and with Beyoncé's name now being dragged into the fray, the stakes are dangerously high. Some observers see this as a masterclass in psychological warfare. 50 isn't just trying to win in court, he's waging a public opinion battle, knowing that in today's climate, perception often becomes reality. The more Jay-Z stays silent, the more that silence sounds like guilt to an audience hungry for scandal. If the plan works, 50 won't just have helped Rymir gain his truth, he'll have delivered a major blow to a rival's empire while cementing his own reputation as one of hip-hop's most ruthless tacticians. The war isn't just legal anymore, it's cultural, reputational, and deeply personal. And in this war, 50 Cent is playing to win. Beyond the headlines and the social media chatter lies a far darker reality. If Rymir Carter's story is proven true, Jay-Z could be staring down more than just public embarrassment. The allegations stretch back to 1992 when Wanda, then just 16 years old, says Jay-Z transported her from Philadelphia to Brooklyn. Crossing state lines with a minor for sexual activity is not just morally questionable, it's potentially a federal crime under laws that existed even then. That single accusation, if corroborated, could open the door to criminal inquiries, especially if the statute of limitations is challenged in court. Legal experts have pointed out that certain elements of the claim, particularly those involving interstate travel, might fall under exceptions where the clock hasn't fully run out. On top of that, confirmation of paternity would set off a cascade of civil liabilities. Retroactive child support could run into millions, covering decades of missed financial responsibility. There's also the matter of lost opportunities, something Rymir's legal team could argue cost him career advancements, education, and quality of life. Each claim would not only have financial implications, but would keep the scandal alive in courtrooms and headlines for years to come. And then there's the image problem. Jay-Z has built his empire on the persona of a devoted family man, a husband to Beyonce, a father deeply invested in his children's lives. A confirmed paternity scandal involving an underage girl at the time of conception would dismantle that narrative in an instant. Endorsements, partnerships, and even philanthropic ventures could come under fire. Insiders claim this is precisely why his legal team has fought tooth and nail to avoid a DNA test. Every delay, every jurisdictional challenge, every procedural maneuver has been about keeping the door to criminal or civil exposure firmly shut. But now, with the judge ordering the case forward and the July 18th deadline looming, the fortress is cracking. For Jay-Z, this is no longer just a question of, is he the father? It's about whether a single test could unleash a legal, financial, and reputational storm from which even the biggest name in hip-hop might never fully recover. The court isn't the only arena where this battle is unfolding. Outside the legal system, a relentless wave of public pressure is closing in on Jay-Z from every angle. The internet is dissecting every detail, old photos, court filings, interviews, looking for anything that could validate Rymir Carter's claims. In the age of viral media, perception moves faster than fact, and the longer Jay-Z stays silent, the more people begin to believe he has something to hide. Social media platforms are ablaze with hashtags demanding he take the test. Fan pages and gossip blogs are sharing side-by-side photos of Jay-Z and Rymir, pointing out similar facial features and fueling speculation. Even mainstream outlets, once hesitant to touch the story, are now covering it openly, given the judge's latest ruling and the involvement of 50 Cent's documentary. For Beyonce, the stakes are just as high. Her brand is built on control, excellence, and a flawless public image. Rumors that she's been working behind the scenes to suppress the story add another layer of intrigue and risk. If she's perceived as part of a cover-up, it could tarnish her standing with the very fan base that has idolized her for decades. The July 18th deadline has become more than a procedural date. It's a ticking clock for one of the most influential couples in music. Every day closer to that date, the noise grows louder. Legal experts are already speculating on Jay-Z's next move. Will he comply with the court's push for progress, or will his team find another maneuver to stall the process? Meanwhile, 50 Cent continues to fan the flames, teasing upcoming revelations and promising that nothing will stay hidden. His involvement ensures the case will remain front-page news no matter what happens in court. For Jay-Z, the choice is stark. Take the test and face whatever truth emerges, or keep playing defense and watch the public narrative spiral further out of his control. Either way, the countdown has begun, and the world is watching. What do you think Jay-Z's next move will be? Should he take the DNA test or keep fighting it in court? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next big update on this story.